Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into Cave Arena. Today is a Saturday afternoon. I'm Damian Shirley here with my guy, Grant Prather. And right now, Grant, we got Piedmont men's basketball versus Sewanee men's basketball. I'm really excited for today's game.
This is going to be a track meet and a half. The Lions were known for offensive pace last year, and Sewanee has been doing just that this year. Hey, they've lost their games by a combined 9 points. They lost to Maryville by 5 in overtime, Bob Jones by 3, and Covenant by 1. Mind you, Covenant final score was 110 to 109. So expect a lot of scoring and a lot of probably screams and yells from the interior, as Sewanee's got a big man down there in the paint.
Absolutely. Fletcher Bigham averaging 32 points and about 16 rebounds to go along with that. He is a force on both ends of the court, actually, averaging over 2.5 blocks a game as well, Grant.
You better pull out some Advil, some ibuprofen, whatever you want, because he's going to be a headache for the Lions. You drink your water, do whatever you can. Box out as hard as you can. Parker Renaud, welcome to the show. You are going to have a busy, busy job in that starting lineup getting those boards.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a short moment. We're about to get the starters and national anthem going on in Cave Arena. We'll be watching Piedmont basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube. Welcome, everyone, into Cave Arena. We have Piedmont men's basketball going against Sewanee men's basketball. I'm Damian Shirley, the broadcaster. Here, my partner in crime, Grant Prather, and I got my guys. I'm really excited for today's game. We're going to go off some starting lineups real quick, though. For Sewanee, I'll go first. We got J.D. Gardner, Reed Carrier, Philip Ryan, Fletcher Bigham, and Nicholas Avalani. Grant, for Piedmont, what we got?
So it's the usual starting five that we see for the Lions, but it's a little bit revamped as they're all in double figures this season, at least through 3 games, but that's a positive. Started off with Israel Hall and Javi Marlowe, a good 1-2 combination, a junior and a senior, numbers 2 and 5 respectively. Then we'll go with Dylan Patrick, leading scorer for the Lions, averaging almost 17 a game, continuing his good play from last year. And then we go to Fisher Darden and the rookie, the freshman himself, Parker Renaud.
Absolutely, Grant. Coming into this game, Piedmont's on a 2-game winning streak right now. They just came off a win at Warren Wilson earlier in the week, and they did that without guard Dylan Patrick.
Yeah, it was a great game for the man himself, Parker Renaud. 19 points, 9 rebounds. As a freshman, is a very good stat to see But you look on the other side, and look at this comparison. Fletcher Bigham on the year for the Tigers, 32 points and 16 rebounds. Look, I understand that it's only been 3 games for the Tigers, but my goodness, that takes some skill.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, speaking of the Warren Wilson game as well, Israel Hall had a near double-double with 17 points and 8 rebounds, and Jackson Houston went perfect from the field, 7 for 7, with also 17 points. So I'm really excited to see what the Piedmont team can do today. I mean, honestly, they can score in bunches, and right now they're going to need that scoring against Sewanee.
And Jackson needed that good of a game. He has really struggled to start the year shooting the ball. Usually it's been 1 for 7, 2 for 7, but 7 to 7. I'll tell you what, that's a good thing to see.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of C, we're about to see this tip off right now between the bigs, Renault and Bigham. Sewanee Piedmont coming your way right now.
6'8 versus 6'8 up there. That's going to be a big story of this game, is that battle in the paint.
Really excited to see if this will be Renault's welcome to college moment as a freshman. And the tip goes off. And Sewanee will receive possession first. This is Carrier. Dumps it off to Bigham, the 32-point-per-game score. The top of the key being guarded by Renault. Here's Hall. Here's for 3. Sewanee misses, being rebounded by Marlowe. And here's Fisher Darden up the court, who had a kind of, you could say, off game. Only 11 points against Warren Wilson, but I'm pretty sure he'll rebound today in this game. Here's Patrick. Back to Darden. Patrick. Here is Marlowe with an Iverson cut. Throws back to Patrick. Patrick receives a screen from Renault. Renault shoots a 3. And Renault just misses, but is rebounded by Darden. Darden now at the top of the left to Renault. Renault being guarded by Bigham. Back to Darden. Darden spins, crosses back over to the left. Half spin, Darden shoots, misses, rebounded by Bigham.
Usually that is Fisher's game. We'll hope to see more of that in this contest, but he's good at the mid-range.
And the 3 goes up for Avalani. He misses. Rebounded by Renault. And here's Patrick up the court for the Lions. Patrick drives, throws it out, and that is out of bounds off of Piedmont.
One thing I'm noticing first, this isn't to flame Fletcher Bigham at all, but I wonder how long he's had those Kobe's. You can look at those. I bet you he's had those since probably sophomore year of high school. They got a lot of wear to him.
Well, he's being blocked by the Piedmont bench, so I can't see the shoes out yet. But here's Sewanee on the offensive end, something they've been good at the past 3 games. Here's Bigham, shoots a 3, and he makes his first 3 of the game.
A big gripe that a lot of people have with the modernization of basketball is letting the big man shoot a 3, but if he can go 1 for 2, let him shoot it.
And Bigham gets it started for Sewanee. Here's Marlowe. Pump fakes, Bigham up in the air, but he misses, and it will be out of bounds. It will stay Piedmont's ball.
It's a good job by Javi to use that pump fake, taking a page out of Silas Mulligan's book. I feel like we always mention that, but a good job. Let Bigham bite, either warrant the foul or just give yourself some space.
Absolutely. We'll see Mulligan a little bit later in this game. Here's Patrick now. Almost stolen. Patrick recovers to Israel Hall, who had the game of his life, a near double-double against Warren Wilson. To Patrick. Patrick shoots a floater. Welcome back, Dylan Patrick. That's his first points of the game, and he gets his team on the board. Here's Carrier. Back, almost a near backdoor cut. Is out of bounds off of Sewanee, and Piedmont will get the ball.
And you got to be careful if you're the Lions playing that high up on that man defense, because those back cuts, just like we just saw, can definitely happen to you.
Here's Marlowe inbounding it in to Patrick, who just scored the first points for Piedmont. Up the court now, being guarded by Avalani. Here's Hall, using the screen from Renault. Hall spins back to his right. Hall looking to pass out to Darden. Darden now. Passes to Patrick, to Hall, to Renault. Renault being guarded by Avalani. Here's Patrick, giving the ball to Renault. This is a mismatch right here on Carrier. Renault throws it out to Patrick. Patrick to Hall. Hall shoots the ball. Hall misses. Avalani rebounds. Avalani now bringing it up for Sewanee. Avalani passes to Carrier. Carrier drives to his right. Will take it and will miss the ball as it gets stuck. But he will go to the line for 2.
How about, I'm going to use myself as a case here. I never saw a wedgie here in Cave Arena last year. That makes 2 in 2 games. There was one in the women's game last time we were here on Sunday, but my goodness.
Absolutely. Carrier now will go to the line for the first free throws of the game for both teams. So he can push his team up 3. They're up 1 right now. Here's Carrier with the first free throw. And it goes in, all net.
One thing, if you're Javi Marlowe, you can't have that defense. He kind of just stepped over and let him have that, tried to go low with the swat down, but you have to be able to step in front and play that help side defense if Marlowe has that height advantage already.
Marlowe, who's in help defense, is usually somebody who can get steals in that help defense position. Just couldn't there, and they call a foul on him. But Carrier missed the second free throw, and Israel Hall is up the way for the Lions. Being guarded by Carrier. Hall to Patrick. Patrick at the top of the key. Patrick to Marlowe. Marlowe to Hall. Hall stuck in traffic. Bangs it out. Hall drives, crosses over, spins back now. Hall loses the ball for a little bit, but he gets the possession, and he lays the ball up. Israel Hall will get his first points of the game. Tie game now here in Cave Arena early in this first half. At 4 apiece. Here's Avalani to Bigham. Bigham crosses over to his left. Being guarded by Renault. And we will turn the ball over, actually. Bigham got stuck there. He lets Avalani know that's his fault. We have a couple of subs here early for Sewanee.
Yeah, good job by Parker Renault to let Bigham have that mid-range. His game is very inside and out. He's kind of in a dead zone in that mid-range, as you see with the miscommunication from the pass.
Looks like Aiden Tracy and Jack Bakken will come in for Sewanee, as well as Jacob Amanet. Here's Patrick, being guarded by Avalani. To Renault. To Hall. Hall, we thought about shooting a 3. Hall looking to pass. Pass to Patrick. Pass to Marlowe. Marlowe to Darden. Darden steps back, shoots the shot. Darden will cash in. That will be a long 2-pointer on Fisher Darden's behalf.
One of the least efficient shots in basketball is a shot right by the 3-point line, but hey, not for Fisher.
Darden, an elite shooter, you could say, is speaking of another elite shooter, Bigham. He misses though, and Darden now up the court to Hall. Hall thought about shooting, and he will. Israel Hall is on fire in this first half. A tray ball for Israel Hall. Up 5 now is Piedmont. Here's Avalani. Hall almost with a near steal. And will be put up by Avalani.
Almost hit the splits on that one too. That was dangerous.
Absolutely.
Whoa.
Avalani, a freshman coming in here, averages 19 points a game for the Sewanee. Here's Patrick. Half spin, floats it, and it's another wedgie. Grant. That's 3 in 3 games, or 2 games actually.
Did we put pine tar on the rims? What are we doing out here? Oh my goodness. Wow.
We'll be back in a short moment. We're under the 16 timeout here. You're watching Piedmont Men's Basketball on Piedmont Flex on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Piedmont Athletics on YouTube, where your Lions of Piedmont are up 3 here on the Sewanee Tigers, 9-6. And speaking of it, I mean, Israel Hall right now starting off on a very fast start to the game. He has 5 points already, a layup, and a tray ball. And that was a very energetic tray ball, I could say, on the Lions' behalf.
And one of the most athletic players in the roster is Israel Hall, but checking in now is Jackson Houston, so watch out, rims.
And Darden with the spin, floater, and cash. Piedmont up 5 now, and Sewanee's moving the ball up the court very quickly. Here goes Sewanee. Here's Hall with the guard, Renault. Here's Bigham. Bigham shoots another 3. Misses front rim. Marlowe with another rebound. Darden up the court now. Darden sees Hall. Pass to Renault. Renault shoots a 3. Renault misses, being another rebound by Marlowe. Here's Darden. Darden is going to slow it down for the Lions offense. To Renault. Renault to Marlowe. Marlowe uses the screen from Renault. Passes it to Darden in the corner. Back to Marlowe. Under 5 seconds now here. Marlowe has to make a decision. Marlowe will drive. A foul will be called on, looks like Avalani.
These second chance opportunities for the Tigers can't keep happening. They were not able to find a body, and the Lions just easy offensive rebound, burning 30 seconds off of the clock and kind of neutralizing the scoring that we talked about for the Tigers. Only 6 points in 5 minutes.
Absolutely. Talking to Coach Merrill pregame, he was talking about how rebounding is something they need to do in this game in order to get a win. And right there, Marlowe with multiple rebounds on both the offense and defensive ends. That's how they got to the free throw line right here to push the lead up to 6 now for Piedmont.
And Marlowe's the one guy you really have to box out. He is going to be everywhere on both sides of the ball on the boards. By the way, Grady Robertson has checked in, so if the Lions need some shooting, there you go.
Marlowe here averaging 10 points and 6 rebounds a game along with 3 assists. He is a everything guy as we have players on the floor. Renault and Bigham, the 2 6'8"ers.
Do they have a twister wheel on the sideline? Was that Redfoot?
I don't know. I see some perspiration from up here, though, on the court.
I don't know what that was about.
Yeah, I got to wipe that up, please, and thank you. We need the safety of these players throughout the whole game. And
I didn't know Piedmont had a wrestling team. Whoa.
I looked to my left, and I see through the corner of my right eye, I'm seeing 2 guys just hit the floor.
You see some slow 2 6'8" bodies. I'm like, okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Not something you see every day.
Nope.
But the Lions are up here 7 early in this first half, 13-6. Grant, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Piedmont right now.
Yeah, you talked about the sometimes weakness of Sewanee's defense, and that's really shining through now. Lions able to take advantage on offense and get easy looks.
And Avalani will shoot a 3. He misses, though, but rebounded by Backen to Bigham. Bigham shoots his floater, misses. Bigham taps it in the.
Just too big of a body there in the paint. Didn't even have to move. He just used his momentum, put the right arm up, easy layup.
Here's Hall to Marlowe. Marlowe backing it out. Back to Hall. Hall will shoot another 3. Israel Hall will cash again. And Israel Hall is talking his mess, talking his talk, as they would say, as he boosts the Lions lead up to 8. And he has 8. And it looks like a near turnover. Here's Bigham, though. Bigham drives. And stolen by Israel Hall. Israel Hall on the drive. Israel Hall, Euro steps. Israel Hall shoots, misses. Rebounded by Jackson Houston, and Houston misses. Bigham rebounds. Avalani up the court for Sewanee. Dimes. Lays it up and is missed. And it is a tie-up here between Piedmont and Sewanee, and it will remain Sewanee's ball. That was a lot in that one possession.
And that's what I'm expecting to see out of the whole game. So viewers at home better strap in because, my goodness, that was some chaos there. But, hey, Lions offense on right now. 16 points, half of them coming from Izzy. 6.5 minutes down.
Yeah, these are 2 fast-paced teams between Sewanee and Piedmont. Both teams average over 80 points a game, so we're going to see a lot of fast pace in this game today. But here's Bigham. Tabakin. Tracy to corner. Here's Sewanee. Moving the ball around, almost lost it. Shot, missed. And the rebound up to Jackson Houston. Houston dunks it. Jackson Houston almost posters. It's missed, though.
Whew. Oh, man, watch out.
Like you said, Jackson Houston, one of the most athletic players on this team, almost showed you why there. Here's Bigham. Bigham shoots, or thought about shooting. Drives, here is Tracy. Misses, rebounded by Renault. Here's Robertson. To Hall, the hot hand. Hall thought about shooting, he will. Israel Hall! 3 threes in the game. He is on fire, Grant.
Whew.
And air ball, and Piedmont's on the way. Here's Silas Mulligan, lays the ball up. He will get fouled. Aiden Tracy there will take the foul, but Israel Hall, 11 points already in this game.
Are we in for 50?
I think so. He has more points than Sewanee as a team right now.
Hey, his favorite player is Tyrese Maxey. He's looking like him. What, 53 the other night? Oh, man. Tell you what, I'll be interested to see how this Lions team plays when it gets to conference time once you play against some really solid defenses. But right now, the offense is on. My goodness.
Hall has pulled the 3 ball from that same corner or same wing on the right side and has cashed consistently in this game. And they actually sub him out, the hot hand. And look like Marlowe, Darden, and Patrick will come in now. And also Noah Hutchison.
And it was a situation of hand down, man down that last one. If he's made two, you have to come out and respect that shot.
And Mulligan makes the layup, the free throw. It looks like Piedmont now is in a 2-1-2 defense. Here's Reed Carrier. Carrier being guarded by Patrick. To Ryan. Corner. Being swarmed by Piedmont. To Carrier. Carrier thought about shooting a three. Dishes it out. Sewanee misses. Rebounded by Darden. Piedmont on their go. Darden driving up. Spin. I thought about it. Dumps it off to Hutch. To Patrick. And that will remain Piedmont's basketball.
That's one where if you know Hutchinson, you got to back him down and go up. Hutchinson, since his freshman year, has become much better of a post player. He's got the frame for it now, so my goodness, it would have been a time for him to go up.
Here's Patrick now inbounding the ball, looking to pass. Passes to Mulligan. Mulligan to Hutch. Dumps it off to Patrick. Patrick utilizes the screen. Dumps it off to Hutchison. Hutchison shoots, and Hutchison makes the layup.
There you go.
A beautiful pick and roll game there between Patrick and Hutchison. And Piedmont up 22-8 now. Sewanee's in trouble. Here's Carrier. Right now, Sewanee's in trouble right now without their big man Bigham's not in the game. Here's Carrier, utilizes the screen. Crosses over on Patrick. Patrick says no, and that will be a turnover on Sewanee.
That was a beautiful, beautiful defensive job there by the Lions. Coming over the screen. Dylan Patrick prevents the crossover, and it goes out. Easy turnover. Good job, Lions.
We'll be back in a second. You're watching Piedmont Men's Basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Piedmont Men's Basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube, where your Lions are up 22-8 on the Sewanee Tigers. And right now, Israel Hall is the answer. He has 11, half of the team's points. And right now, his season's average, I'm looking at, is 12 points a game. He's already almost hitting that here in this first half.
And he got a much-needed sub out. He'd been playing for about 8 minutes straight, but in those 8 minutes, 11 points, like you said, 1 two-pointer, but 3 for 3, all from the right wing.
Sewanee here now in a zone, looks like a 2-1-2, and Darden will shoot a three. And Piedmont just misses, and that will be out off of Marlowe. And Marlowe is a little bit confused there, but Sewanee's ball. And they're calling for a review as Piedmont, but the play is in. And here's Carrier. Carrier drives. It's Sewanee. Lays the ball up on Mulligan. That was Phillip Ryan, the sophomore. Here's Marlowe now. Back to Patrick. To Mulligan. Mulligan in the middle to Marlowe. Marlowe throws it out to Darden. To Mulligan. Mulligan drives. Spins. Misses. And the ball is on the floor. Rebounded by Sewanee. Here's Carrier now for Sewanee. Up the court. Fleeting. And it's almost a block. And looks like Carrier is kind of slow to get up right now. Javi Marlowe came out of nowhere.
Yeah, you can see him flying in late. Sadly, it was a foul on the other Lion, but That's going to go on Fisher. But yeah, Javi, like late game LeBron James, blocked by James. Everyone remembers that.
You heard Marlowe's hand smacking the backboard from up here from the broadcast booth.
Surprised I don't see the rim shaking. Thought I did for a second.
Yeah, Carrier will actually go to the line for 2. And he misses his first one. That's Carrier's second missed free throw of this game.
A lot of coaches preach nothing free on fast break, so you could call it a smart foul by Darden, but it's a scary one. Also checking back in for Sewanee. We've mentioned it before, Bigham, 32 points and 16 rebounds a game. So Parker Renaud still has his job cut out for him in the paint as Sewanee's looking to come back.
Carrier makes the second, goes 1 for 2 once more. And the lead is split. Piedmont up 22. Well, Piedmont had 22 to Sewanee's 11. Here's Patrick, though. Patrick uses the screen from Renaud. Dumps it off to Renaud. And Renaud misses, not even an attempt. Throws it off. Is Bigham off of Renaud, and it will be Sewanee's ball.
Tough break for Parker Renaud. A lot of coaches teach for big men to keep the ball up high. Sadly, the pass was too low, so he got swatted away. And good post defense by Bigham as well. A lot of big men are not able to do that, but he is very, very savvy down there. Bigham,
only a junior, has another year of eligibility, so Sewanee will definitely be able to use that next year as well after this season. Here's Bigham, though. He will shoot another 3. Fletcher, Bigham, his second 3 of the game. And that cuts Piedmont lead down to 8 now. Here's Marlowe at the top of the key to Patrick. To Mulligan. Here's Mulligan looking to pass to Darden. Darden to Patrick. Patrick, jab steps, dumps it off, and it's off. It's like off of Ryan from Sewanee.
It's a good look, though, having Patrick go down and then the defense creeping up from Sewanee, looking for the bounce pass down. She couldn't hit it.
And the hot hand, Israel Hall, comes back in the game.
Like I said, 3 for 3 on threes. Watch out.
Here's Jalen Patrick inbounding the ball now. To Hall, the hot hand. Hall thought about shooting. Hall brings it out to Darden. Back to Hall. Dumps it off to Renaud. And Renaud is fouled. Looks like here is Ryan, the sophomore.
Kind of has to. A little bit of a height difference there. Ryan standing at 6'6", only 175. So Renaud, by the laws of physics, has the advantage over him.
And Patrick once more will inbound the ball for Piedmont. Here's Hall. To Darden. Darden drives left. Darden, spin. Half spin. Spins around, actually. Darden hits the shot. That's easy money for Fisher Darden every time. Here's Carrier now for Sewanee. To Bigham. Bigham back to Carrier. Carrier shoots a 3. Misses. Rebounded by Avalani. Avalani up and under. We'll lay the ball up on the right side.
That's a tough angle. Avalani, almost like a wide receiver on the sideline, having to tiptoe, stay in bounds, and get a nice reverse.
Here's Hall now being guarded by Phillip. Back to Marlowe. Marlowe crosses, goes to his left. Marlowe, inside hand, lay, he makes it. Pushes the lead back up for 10 for Piedmont.
Not sure if Renaud tipped that one. Could have been a basket interference.
Avalani drives baseline. Marlowe guarding him, the best defender on Piedmont. Marlowe takes the charge. And Piedmont will retrieve the ball, and Avalani's confused about the call there.
Yeah, good job to just fall over. Use that momentum that Avalani had on him. Take advantage.
Right now, Piedmont up 10. Offense looking pretty good, defense looking pretty good. They're firing on all cylinders, I'll say, Grant.
They haven't been as hot as they were, but this is still a very productive offense. 26 points through 11 minutes is solid numbers. Take that any day of the week.
I don't want to speak too soon, but Sewanee's a team that's known for scoring. Right now, they're kind of struggling, you could say. Piedmont's defense has really been hands-on, you could say.
I'd say they're inconsistent right now. We've seen flashes, right? Bigham's made 2 threes, so we'll have to see how it comes down the stretch. Could be a close game.
Here's Marlowe to Hall. Here's Patrick now, utilizing the screen from Renaud. Dumps it off to Hall. Hall shoots another 3. Misses this time. And rebounded by Sewanee. Hall almost with a steal. Here's Carrier. Carrier looking to pass. He does. It's Tracy. Tracy spins. Tracy dumps it off to Bigham. And it is out of bounds. Will remain Sewanee ball, though. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we have 8 minutes and 12 seconds left in this first half. Bigham here to inbound the ball. Bigham passes it out, and it's stolen by Dylan Patrick. Patrick to Hall. Hall lays the ball up, misses. Rebounded by Bigham. Bigham up the court now. Big guard skills, looking like Jokic. Dumps it, it's tipped off of Patrick, remains Sewanee's ball. And Phillip will take it out now for Sewanee Tigers. Actually, will come to an intermediate between both teams. I might need some water, Grant. I'm talking a lot.
Goodness.
Very fast-paced game.
It has been nothing short of a track meet, and I am all here for it.
We'll be back in a minute. You're watching Piedmont Men's Basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Piedmont Men's Basketball, where your Lions are up 10, 26-16 on the Sewanee Tigers. It's been a very fast-paced game right now, Grant. I mean, right now, I'm having to drink my water consistently. My mouth is getting very dry.
It has just been a track meet. Sewanee is starting to heat up a little bit, Bigham especially.
Speaking of heating up, here's Houston. And they said he stepped out. He had a steal there on the inbounds, but they said he stepped out, so it will be Sewanee's ball once more.
Had to imagine if he would have got a lane, that rim would be crying.
Yeah, as ladies and gentlemen seen earlier in the game, Houston almost with a poster dunk, cocked the ball back with his right hand, just missed it though. Well, that's just some of the abilities he has and he can do. But here's Bigham now for Sewanee to Carrier. Carrier being guarded by Renault. Carrier dimes it, but Phillip wasn't ready for the pass. Here's Hall now, up the court for Piedmont. Here's Hall to Darden. Darden backs the ball back out. No Patrick in the game right now, so Darden will probably take over the point guard job. Here's Darden now, baseline to Hall. Hall drives to his left. Hall lays the ball up. Went up very acrobatically, but he will get a foul call, and we'll go to the line for two.
Yeah, good job to use his athleticism to jump as high as he can in the air, and then Bigham has to come out and try to block that.
Hall will go to the line for 2 points to boost his team's lead up to 12 and his personal score up to 13 as he gets a nice friendly roll, and he'll cash that in.
For his few times that he's been to the line, that makes him 5 for 7 on the year. He was a decent shooter last year, I think around 70% from the line.
Israel Hall had a breakout sophomore year last year, and is only going to build on that this year in his junior season as he is right now. Here's Carrier bringing up the ball for Sewanee. Driving right. Being guarded by Bigham. Bigham shoots another three. Misses. Rebounded by Hall. And Hall wanted to throw a cross-court pass to Renault, but slipped out his hands trying to go to Darden, and it'd be a costly turnover, you could say.
A little hitch in the pass for Izzy, and Darden couldn't exactly read it, so a little bit too far in front of him.
And Carrier with the ball. Looking the pass, but it's being denied by Hall, and Carrier will drop to his right, and Carrier misses, and Carrier hits the floor hard once more. And he is on the ground, on the deck, still down.
Yeah, you got to be careful if you're Javi or Parker on those type of plays, and smart job by Carrier to get a breath after that last play. But you have to really be careful swinging that arm down. That could eventually be called a flagrant if you're not careful, and that's pretty careless defense. I understand you're trying to get a cool block, but it's dangerous.
Carrier drove to his left, drove to his right, my mistake, and tried to go for a, looked like an acrobatic or up and under layup as both Marlowe and Renault were trying to contest, and fell very hard on his side as he still is rubbing his side, as you see. Now fixing his shorts. But this will be Carrier's third time going to the free throw line, actually.
And
as he's 2 for 4.
Even just going at the rim, 6 foot 175 for Carrier against 6'8", probably 230 for Parker Renaud is going to usually warrant you a foul if Carrier's smart enough to lean in.
And Carrier misses another free throw. It's his 3rd one of the game that he's missed out of 5 attempts.
His shoulder's basically been put out of alignment every time he's hit the deck, too. There's been some rough falls.
Yeah, you can hear the impact from up here in the broadcast booth. But speaking of it, here is his 2nd free throw attempt, and he will cash it. And here to come in for Carrier is Jacob Amanet.
Exact same frame, too. 6 foot 175. They're like clones of each other.
Here's Marlowe now, utilizing the screen from Renaud to Darden. Darden passes back to Marlowe at the top of the key. To Hall. Renaud shoots a mid-range shot. Renaud misses. And off of a Sewanee player, rolled off, and there's Hall. Can he cash it again? Just misses. Rebounded by Bigham. Up the court is Tracy. Back to Bigham. Bigham Euro steps and shoots the floater. Flex from Bigham, moving like a guard. 6'8", though.
That is not what you usually see out of a man that size. That is some savvy skill for a man who's only a junior.
Marlowe to Darden. Darden shoots from the corner. Darden misses. Here's Tracy with the rebound for Sewanee. Bigham trailing up the court. Tracy backs it out. Tracy looking to pass. Tracy looking to pass. He finds somebody. Drives baseline. And off of Renaud's foot. That was Barton driving baseline and Renaud guarding off of his foot, and it remains Sewanee's ball. Looks like Robertson will check in for Darden here, and also Caleb Lesh will check in for Israel Hall.
Great job defending from Parker Renaud. A lot of big men have trouble covering those cuts along the baseline.
Marlowe with the almost with the steal, dimes it to Barton. Barton misses, rebounded, misses again. Renaud gets the rebound. Renaud. Up the court is Renaud, passing it to Marlowe. Marlowe. Sewanee in their 2-3 zone. Look like a 3-2 now. Here's Robertson. Throws it to Lesh. Lesh is a shooter. Dangerous when he makes one. Robertson is also a shooter. You can't leave him open either. Grady Robertson. It's his 1st points of the game. Here's Sewanee now. Backdoor cut, Tracy, and he makes it, and will go to the line for a potential and 1 opportunity.
Interesting foul call on that last play, but still down in the help up from his teammates. But Marlowe straight up in the air. That's good defense usually.
Tracy with this free throw can bring the lead down or cut the lead to 9 for Piedmont. But we'll see though. 5 minutes and 13 seconds left in this 1st half.
Going undersized are the Lions now. Parker Renaud out of this contest. Bigham's still in the paint for the Tigers, so Silas Mulligan and Jackson Houston will have a rough time in the paint unless they're able to handle.
Rebounded, but as we know, Houston and Mulligan are some of the best rebounders on this team, specifically last year as well, showed a lot of promise. Here's Houston, speaking of it. Houston passes to Robertson, who flashes middle. Misses, rebounded by Bigham. Here's Tracy up the court now. Behind the back, Tracy lays it up, is blocked by Houston. Here's Marlowe now. Marlowe, will he contest Bigham? Yes, he does. Inside hand. Marlowe, inside hand, left hand on the right side of the glass. He lays it up on Bigham. Piedmont up 11 now. Here's Tracy, being guarded by Lesh. Tray ball potentially. Will it go? No, it won't. Missed by Barton. Rebounded by Marlowe. Marlowe up the court. Mulligan. Mulligan drives right to Lesh, to Robertson. Robertson back to Lesh, back to Marlowe. Marlowe to Robertson. Robertson drives left. Robertson back to Marlowe. Marlowe now drives and is fouled on the floor.
Go back to this block by Jackson Houston. Man, that was a beautiful job to stick the hand right up. Soars out of nowhere and a perfect tip.
Jackson Houston, a gadget guy, as they would say in basketball, can do basically everything. Score, rebound. He has guard skills. He can pass. Here's Marlowe. Will take the 3. Javi Marlowe, cash.
A rare occurrence for Javi Marlowe to shoot a 3, but he is efficient when he puts them up.
Here's Sewanee now. Tracy looking to pass to somebody. He passes to Bigham. Bigham to Tracy. To Barton. Barton drives right. And it's thrown out. Here's Bigham to Tracy. Tracy will get fouled. Tracy kind of slipped there, but they'll call a foul, looks like on Mulligan.
Yeah, it's hard to get around when you're scrambling like that for Silas Mulligan. Decent job to come out and defend. It was a good overall sense of defense, but rough break.
And we have another intermediate here in this game. We'll be back in a short moment to see how the rest of this first half plays out. You're watching Piedmont Men's Basketball on Piedmont Flex on YouTube. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Piedmont Men's Basketball and Piedmont Athletics on YouTube, where your Lions are up 14 here in this first half, 36-22. And right now, Piedmont is playing a really great game all-around basketball right now, Grant.
Yeah, Sewanee's offensive pace has been nothing short of great this year. They're averaging around 95 points a game, holding them to only 22. Call that 23 in the first half with 4 minutes to go. Lions defense has been on, limiting Sewanee's shooters, limiting their paint game, limiting their rebounds as well.
As Tracy hits his first free throw of the game for himself and misses the second. Something that's been very familiar here with Sewanee today from the free throw line. Make one, miss one. Here's Marlowe being told by Coach Cavan to call a play. Here's Robertson, back to Marlowe. Sewanee in a 2-3 zone. Flashes middle is Houston to Renault. Renault lays the ball up. Here's Sewanee now. Tracy. Tracy shoots a wide open three. Misses though. Robertson with rebound for Piedmont. Robertson up the court. Robertson will shoot. No foul call. And will be rebounded by Sewanee. Here's now is Tracy. Tracy being guarded by Lesh. Shot, Phillip, air balls, and is being trolled by Cave Arena. Right now, Piedmont up 38-23 with 3 minutes left in this first half.
That makes Sewanee 2 for 14 on threes. Talk about not matching your last 3 games. Man, tough road for them having to come into Demarest and shoot like that.
Here's Marlowe, utilizing the screen from Renault, to Robertson, to Darden, back to Robertson, back to Marlowe. Houston shoots a 3. Jackson Houston misses, but put back by Robertson. Nobody there, the rebound. And Carrier back in the game after that nasty fall. Drops it off to Bigham. Bigham up and under. He lays it up.
That is really tough. Bigham using the long arms to go out and get that ball. It was an iffy pass, but a great job for him to adjust and hit that reverse.
Here's Marlowe back to Houston. Houston shoots a floater. Misses, being rebounded by Bigham. And here's Carrier now up the court for Sewanee. Being down 15 here in this first half. Carrier shoots, dimes it, lays it up. Very easy finish. Looks like that was backing actually.
Yeah, that was a really great job for him to pass that ball out. Houston was right there for the block, but he saw his teammate, kept the eyes on instead of just going for his own personal points.
And here's Marlowe to Robertson. Robertson jabs, shoots his mid-range. Who says mid-range isn't dead? Grant. Grady Robertson.
That is cash. My goodness, what a clean shot from number 11.
Robertson, who was a freshman last year, coming in as a sophomore this year, who can score in bunches. Carrier shoots a three. Misses. Tracy saves it for Sewanee. Tracy drives baseline. Looks to pass. Bigham with another three opportunity. Misses this time. Here's Renault. Renault to Marlowe. Marlowe slows the ball down now for Piedmont. Renault. Marlowe passes to Robertson. Robertson drives left. Dimes it to Darden. You cannot leave him open either. Misses this time. Marlowe with the rebound. Dime, a wraparound pass as Robertson to Renault, and Renault finishes it off.
That was a more beautiful offense. Shout out Grady Robertson, giving Coach Cavan some quality minutes.
Robertson is hooping today. Carrier, dime pass to Bigham. Bigham, a dominant force. Scores once more for Sewanee.
And you can tell he's a dominant force. Look at the three white jerseys going up to try to defend that. You just can't. He's too big.
And Coach Cavan will need a timeout as his team is up 14 right now. Under 45 seconds left in this first half. We'll be back in a short minute. You're watching Piedmont Men's Basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into Cave Arena, where your Lions are up 44-29 on the Sewanee Tigers. Right now, it was Israel Hall earlier in the game. Right now it's Grady Robertson hooping at its finest on this Saturday evening.
Lions playing together, too. That's the biggest thing I'm noticing. All their starters averaging double figures this year, and everyone's getting a piece of the money today, a cut of the funds, you could say.
Under 45 seconds here is Darden for Piedmont to Israel Hall to Robertson. Robertson shoots a three. It makes a three, Grady Robertson. On fire. Here's Carrier now. Carrier receiving a screen from Bigham. Carrier shoots his own three, and he makes his three. Now Patrick throws the ball up for Piedmont as they get the last shot opportunity here in this first half. Here's Darden. Darden to Renault. Back to Patrick. Patrick spins to his left. Patrick misses the floater. And that will be the end of the half as Piedmont has 47 to Sewanee's 32. And we're at a 15-minute intermediate here for halftime. Piedmont right now is firing on all cylinders. And right now, Sewanee, they have to go back to the drawing board and see what they can do better and get back in this game, down 15.
Yeah, the offense has not been their strong suit today. That is nothing. A halftime adjustment never saved.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a short moment. You're watching Piedmont Men's Basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into Cave Arena, where your Piedmont men's Lions are up 47-32. And right now, Grant, let's talk a little bit of stats here.
Yeah, it's been, oh my gosh, the shooting war has just been all Lions so far. You can see it on your screen too. Lions shooting almost 13, actually more than 13% better than the Tigers, and that's because the Tigers are just ice cold from the floor. 5 for 17 from beyond the arc, 31% from the field. A very quiet 8 rebounds, though, from Bigham, I might add.
Absolutely. Fletcher Bigham right now, I mean, he has 11 and 8, a near double-double in the first half, but, I mean, this is someone who averages 32 points a game. And in the second half, he's going to have to produce a lot more in order to get his team to a W, because right now they came out flat, I would say. And right now, they're down 15, but, I mean, anything can happen in this game in basketball, and they're a team that can score in bunches. So,
and the depth has definitely been flat for them as well. 6 bench points, only 6 for the Tigers. Lions only have 10 as well, but that's because we're seeing a lot of nice play out of players like Javi Marlowe and Parker Renault, people in the starting lineup for the Lions. I think depth is going to be a big answer as we go through the rest of this game. Turnover war is the same thing. Lions have halved their turnovers compared to the Tigers. 4 turnovers in one half is very good.
Absolutely. And Grant, speaking of Piedmont, their team this year, they're not like last year. Last year, we depended on Bailey Wiseman for a lot of scoring, I would say. This year, we have scorers from all types of angles. We have Israel Hall with 13 points. Grady Roberts coming off the bench with 10 points. Javi Marlowe's going crazy as well. Look like we have who's with 9 points? Javi Marlowe, actually, 9 points. So right now, I mean, honestly, everybody across the board for Piedmont is scoring. And we have, like you said, double-digit scorers in our starting lineup, so we're very flexible.
And it's good ball movement as well for the Lions. 11 total assists. Strong number. Marlowe adding 3 of those assists. We could easily see 4 or 5 players going in the double figures here again, and hopefully, if not, that big scoreboard there hitting triple digits for the Lions side.
Absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back in a short moment in about 4 minutes here in game action. We're watching Piedmont men's basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube. Welcome everybody into Cave Arena for some second half action of men's basketball, where your Piedmont men's basketball team is up 15 going into the second half, 47-32 right now. Grant, right now Piedmont is showing on a masterclass on both ends of the floor, specifically defense though.
Yeah, everyone has been getting it done for the Lions. It may not look like a crazy defensive game on the stat sheet. Lions have 5 steals, only 1 block, that one coming from Jackson Houston. But, man, Sewanee has struggled on the offensive end. 12 for 34 overall shooting, 5 for 17 from beyond the arc, and 5 for 9 from the free throw line. Lions winning that rebounding war that we talked about, mainly with Fletcher Bigham. He has an extremely quiet 8 rebounds. But if we see more of the same from the Lions, they will walk out of here 3-1.
Absolutely, Grant. And with this W from Piedmont, that will be their 3rd consecutive win, coming off wins against Toccoa Falls and at Warren Wilson earlier in the week. And they will travel to, looks like, at Charleston Southern, November 25th in a couple days here. But right now, we're not looking too far ahead. We're going to focus on this game right here in the second half and go ahead and try to pull out this W. 20 minutes to go. Javi Marlowe looking like to inbound the ball to Dylan Patrick. We're going to get up and at it and get going. Start the second half on the right foot. Same players, same starters from when the game first started for both teams. No changes. Here's Fisher Darden now to Dylan Patrick. Swings it to Darden. Darden to Renault. Renault gets fouled here by Phillip. And that's on the floor foul, actually. I thought it was a shooting.
The referees are going to have some words. I think that was a shooting foul, and if it was, that's how you ice a game away. If you're the Lions, get some easy free throws. I guess not. Either way, hey, what is it? I think 7 of those fouls will get you in the bonus.
And Coach Cabin wants to challenge that call, but they won't let him early in this second half.
First play of the first half. Coach Cabin dedicated in his first year head coaching for the Lions.
Here's Renault receiving the inbound from Patrick. Renault looking to pass. Gives it to Patrick. Patrick drives, and Patrick with the inside hand, he lays it up and gets Piedmont on the board in the second half. I keep saying first. That's his first bucket of the second half, though.
Entirely too easy, and that's a great look in the interior for the Lions.
Here's Bigham being guarded by Renault. The big man matchup we've been looking for all day. A shot up by Sewanee, misses. Renault with the rebound. Renault to the point guard Patrick. Patrick seen Hall flashing, but here's Darden to Marlowe. Marlowe with a quiet 9 in the first half. Marlowe drives, misses. Renault with the rebound, misses. Bigham with the rebound. And stolen by Fisher Darden. And that boosts the Piedmont lead up to 19, 51-32 early in this second half.
Yeah, good job by the senior Darden to back up his teammate Parker, but Renault just faded back on that tip, which is not something that you're taught.
Carrier shoots a wild shot, rebounded by Patrick. Patrick with his head up to Renault, a lob. Renault flies and does a little English to the bench of Piedmont. Piedmont up 21.
That is a high difficulty layup from Parker, hitting the rafters as he went up there.
Here's Avalani. Misses. Rebounds Avalani. Blocked by Renault. Avalani again. Missed. Tipped in by, looks like Bigham.
Be Bigham's 10th board. So he's already at a double-double, not even 2 minutes into the second half. That's what we expected.
Here's Darden to Marlowe at the top of the key. Marlowe being guarded by Phillip. Here's Patrick. Renault. Bigham guarding. Renault misses. Rebounded by Bigham. Bigham now double figures rebounding. At 10. Here's Carrier now. Carrier being guarded by Hall. Carrier shoots, misses again. Here's Darden, 2-on-1. Bigham only there to guard. Darden gets blocked by Bigham. Hall comes in, misses. Renault with the rebound. Renault misses. Rebounded by Bigham. Almost stolen by Darden. And that will remain Sewanee's basketball.
On the bright side, that stretch gives Parker Renault some nice rebounding numbers.
Absolutely.
If you ever need some stat pads, there you go. Yeah, Coach Cabin not happy with that. The rebounds were nice, but the putbacks just were not.
Yeah, Renault shooting the ball just a little too softly. They're not getting the ball nearly over the rim. As drive, Avalani, baseline, beats Hall to the rim. Inside hand. Finish. Cuts the lead down to 17 for Piedmont. Here's Patrick. Patrick dumps it off to Marlowe. Marlowe crosses over, dimes it to Mulligan. to Darden for three, and Darden cashes it three in. Piedmont lead back now up to 20. And off of the face of Phillip. Piedmont basketball here, and Renault will check right back in for Mulligan.
Butter three from Fisher Darden, doing what he does best, knock him down from the corner.
Marlowe inbounds it to Patrick. Piedmont up 20 now, 17 minutes left in the second half. Renault, top of the key. Marlowe gets a down screen from Patrick. Marlowe with a dime to Renault. Renault misses the layup actually. Renault actually gets fouled. Looks like Bigham.
He's frustrated right now. You can tell he's a little bit in his head. He's making good plays. He's getting good rebounds. He has 7 already, but his field goal percentage has just not been there.
Renault, a freshman, impact freshman here, I would say, for Piedmont. A very special big, a very good in and out game here at the free throw line. He catches in his first. Renault, someone who can shoot the ball from three, but also give you work in the paint. Very fancy footwork from what I've seen personally.
Thankfully, the opportunities that he has had, he hasn't had to use that footwork. They've just been straight up. He's 3 for 10 shooting so far. Good job to make 2 in a row. That gets you back on your feet.
Renault averaging over 12.5 points a game and 6.5 rebounds. Pretty good numbers as a freshman. He's been CCS Freshman of the Week a couple times here as well. Here's Avalani shooting over Hall and cashes it in. Here's Patrick. Patrick drives. Goes out to Darden. Darden drives. Dumps it off and tapped out by Carrier. Darden gets the ball back. Darden shoots for three. Darden misses this time. Here's Avalani up the court for Sewanee. Avalani being guarded by Hall. Here's fake pass to Bigham and blocked by Israel Hall. Up the court is Marlowe to Renault. Renault to Darden. Darden looking to pass to Hall. Hall drives. Hall misses. It will be fouled, and Hall will go to the line for 2 free throws.
That was a great block on the other end by Israel Hall. Give up, give me that. Not in my house.
Israel Hall looking to be favoring his right foot here, though. So he'll go to the line for 2.
Talk about getting rewarded for good defense. Free throws are the easiest way to get yourself on the board.
Hall here with 13 points in the first half. Missed his first free throw. It's kind of favoring his leg, though. Look like to the right. I don't know if he maybe came down wrong on that layup attempt. Hopefully he will be fine for the rest of this game and future games as well.
There are ups and downs to being as athletic as he is, but you get up so high in the air, you have to come down and make sure you land carefully.
Hall missed both free throws, actually. He will stay at 13 in the point total. But Carrier with a step-back 3 on Robertson, and Carrier with a tray ball.
Whoa, where was that in the first half? My goodness, what a step back.
Reed Carrier went from taking hard bumps and falls to taking step-back 3s for tray balls. Here's Marlowe. Screen by Renault. Marlowe looks to pass, he does. Robertson. Hall drives, tries to. Robertson to Darden. Darden looking to pass, he does. He finds Hall. Hall gets in the paint, packs out to Robertson. Almost stolen by Sewanee. Robertson to Darden. Darden jumps over, looks like Carrier. And the ball will go to Sewanee, and Coach Cavan is calling for a review.
Yeah, you'll watch it here. Went off of the foot there. You couldn't see it based off of of course, the jersey right in front of there. So us only having one angle here is going to be a little bit tough, but we'll see what happens after the review.
That's something you will see a lot in college basketball this year is the waving of the finger. But we'll be back in a short moment. You're watching Piedmont Men's Basketball and Piedmont Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into Piedmont men's basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube. Warrior men's team is up 58-41 in this highly offensive matchup between Piedmont and Sewanee. Right now, Piedmont's kind of answering the bell, and Sewanee is warming up, you could say, Grant.
Yeah. By the way, after that, of course, timeout, the referees, officials looked at that play, and they decided it was still Sewanee ball. Weird tangle up. But Lions still lead 17, playing very well on the defensive end as well as the offensive end.
Looks like Phillip will inbound the ball to Mr. Nicholas Avaliani. Been saying his name a little differently. I'm going to get it right now from now on, sir, I promise.
But Avaliani, 13 points on 6 for 11 shooting. Great job from him.
That ball looked to be off of a Sewanee player, but it looks like it will be reviewed once more.
I think that's going to be the under 16 timeout, maybe. But either way, hey, 10 seconds later, back to a timeout.
Well, we'll be back in a short moment once more. You're watching Piedmont men's basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into Piedmont men's broadcast, where your men's team is up 58-41. And right now, looks like Sewanee will inbound the ball. Piedmont now come back on the court. We can finally get things back underway.
Those timeouts felt like when a football team is punting the ball away after the 2-minute warning or something. 2 very, very quick timeouts. 10-second difference. Come on.
We played one possession, and then there was another timeout once again. So a lot of intermission, a lot of water drinking. We're back to action, though, and the foul will be caught there. It looked like on Javi Marlowe and Jack Bakken, my mistake. We'll go to the line for 2 free throws for Sewanee.
Good job by the Lions. Only their first team foul in the first 5 minutes, so knock on wood, shouldn't be an issue the rest of the half.
Bakken shoots his first, and that's been a problem for Sewanee all day is the free throws. Another missed opportunity there.
Those are always a good way to try to crawl yourself back in the game. Makes him 5 for 10 from the line free throws today.
See if Bakken could cash in this one. He does, and he misses, but rebounded, and a foul attempt once more. And Avaliani will go to the free throw line now.
5 for 11, so even if Avaliani makes both of these, they're barely above 50%. That's a big 6 points that you're going to miss down the stretch.
Absolutely. Coach Cabin for Piedmont was a little bit upset about Piedmont not being able to get that rebound. And another missed free throw for Sewanee.
My goodness.
What is going on right now? Sewanee's a very high-scoring team. They average over 90 points a game, and right now they're struggling to put points on the board, something I did not think I would be saying today. Here's Marlowe now coming up the court for Piedmont. A lineup of Marlowe, Darden, Houston, Robertson, and Renault. Robertson now. Sewanee in their 2-3 zone. Robertson to Darden. Drops it off to Houston. Stolen. A lazy pass, as Coach Cabin would say. Tracy with the layup. And it's blocked by Robertson, and Sewanee's up and at it. They will call that goaltending right there.
It took the official long enough to call that. That was clearly a goaltend, but, I mean, get up Grady Robertson, first of all. But, yeah, that was an obvious goaltend. You can see the rise out of the Tigers bench.
Looks like a little bit of conversation here between both referees. I just want to say it is a beautiful time and day and age where we can see 3 women's referees coaching or refereeing a men's basketball game. This is very amazing to see.
They've been doing a tremendous job in this game. This game has been wonderfully officiated to this point, knock on wood.
Absolutely.
You've seen crazier things happen.
Absolutely. But I just want to say congratulations to these women refereeing these games today because they're doing an amazing job, as Grant just said. But back to action here is Israel Hall. Flash middle, but he brings the ball back out. Under 15 seconds now is Robertson to Renault. Dumps it off to Robertson. Robertson draws baseline, throws it at the face of Phillip. Carrier now throws a football pass to Tracy. Tracy with another layup. He cashes it in.
Very surprised Israel Hall did not go up to get that one. He had plenty of space to elevate and get the block. Easy 2 points for the Tigers. Can't have that later on.
Piedmont now playing a dangerous game, playing in the hands of Sewanee. Sewanee loves to score in the fast break. Robertson dimes it and tipped up off of Sewanee.
Now
remains Piedmont's basketball.
Now you can tell the Lions are starting to get a little bit too unselfish. You look at this extra pass. Robertson had the chance to go for the layup, and that was tipped out.
And checks in for Robertson is Caleb Lesh, the three-point sniper himself. Lesh, you see in that far right corner. Wide open is Lesh. Don't find him, though, as Renault gets the ball. Hall flashes the middle, shoots a mid-range shot at Israel Hall, and he will make his first shot of the second half.
That's usually not what you see out of him, too. Usually he's not known to be a big set shot mid-range type of guy. That's more Fisher Dard and Javi Marlowe's job, or Silas Mulligan, but hey, two can shoot him, too.
Piedmont now up 14. Backdoor cut is Tracy. He catches it in.
Now you start to see why this Sewanee offense is so lethal. They're able to score from everywhere. And I said a halftime adjustment would change things. This offense looks a lot better. 16 points in the span of 6.5 minutes.
Marlowe turns the ball over. Sewanee now. Here's Carrier. Carrier to Avellani. Avellani drives left on rush. Foul and one. Nicholas Avellani. And now Sewanee is coming with a vengeance. Now scoring at ease in the second half. Now only down 10 with a chance to be down 9. If Avellani can hit this free throw, which is kind of somewhat of what Sewanee's been struggling with in this game.
Tell you what, big issue for the Lions has been turnovers so far. They have committed 6 just in this half in as many minutes, almost about to 6 or 7 minutes through this game. They need to start limiting those. It's been a lot of really careless passes and a string run for Sewanee.
Avellani hits his free throw, brings the lead down to only 9. Here's Israel Hall at the top of the key, being guarded by Tracy. Israel Hall goes left to Dylan Patrick. Patrick nearly slips to Hall. Hall shoots a 3. Israel Hall cashes in the tray ball. Last 5 points for Piedmont has belonged to the man, the myth, or the legend, Israel Hall. Another backdoor cut is Tracy. Tracy lays the ball in again. Coach Cavan has to be a little upset about these backdoor cuts that Sewanee's getting. Here's Israel Hall once again with the ball to Darty. Hall thought about shooting it. Hall will get inside the paint, dimes it to Renault. Renault spins, and he cashes it in.
That was a filthy spin move from Parker Renault. I remember you saying you've seen his footwork before. Hey, we just saw it again.
Parker Renault, a very talented freshman, in and out game. Here's Avellani, and he is putting his team on his back right now. These are very good minutes for Sewanee without their big man Bigham in the game as they're down 10. Still a lot of time left to come back in this game with 12 minutes left in the second half. Here's Israel Hall to Darden. Darden looking to pass. Pass back out to Israel Hall. Here's Patrick on the left side. Patrick to Hall. Hall backs it back out. Hall crosses over to his left. To Renault for 3. Parker Renault misses. Here's Carrier. Carrier looking to call the play now, slowing the ball down, or we won't. Avellani for 3. Nicholas Avellani is on fire in the second half. Here's Patrick to Darden. Darden to Hall. Sewanee in this 2-3 zone is really giving Piedmont fits. Marlowe dumps it off to Renault. Renault gets fouled by Avellani. Game is getting closer and closer as the time is dwindling down. Down 7 is Sewanee. We'll be back in a short moment. You're watching Piedmont Men's Basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into Piedmont men's basketball here as your Lions are up 65-58. But right now for Sewanee, looks like Nicholas Avliani, 22 points overall, but right now he has 9 points alone in his second half. He's been on fire, Grant.
He has been shooting the lights out, putting his team on his back. Fletcher Bigham's been playing as good as anybody else, but Avliani taking the scoring on himself.
Yeah. Sewanee's been utilizing this time, you could say, without Bigham in the game, as Bigham is on the bench right now still. But right now, Sewanee's on the run, but right now it's Renault at the line as he hits his first free throw. Let's see if he can catch it in his second. And he does. And here's Carrier now for Sewanee, being guarded by Hall. Piedmont looking at him, man defense. Here's Ryan. Ryan drives left on Houston, and he misses the shot as he was contested by Renault, Fisher, Darden, and Jackson Houston. Here's Marlowe to Darden for three. Cash, maybe not. Almost tipped in by Jackson Houston. Rebounded by Phillip. And here's Avliani. Lay-in is good. 11 points now in the second half alone. Jackson Houston almost intercepted by Reed Carrier. Almost did a Tony Toe type performance. Shout out Antonio Brown.
And Avliani, my goodness, hitting the deck on that one. 24 on the game. I think he's shooting for 40.
Avliani with the up and under. Here's Jackson Houston at the top of the key, almost stolen by Tracy. Here's Marlowe now. Hall flash middle, dimes it to Renault, and Renault gets the two. Pushes the lead back up to 9 for Piedmont.
Solid 13 points for Parker Renault today. Despite his shooting struggles, 5 for 13. For a big man, I would call that shooting struggles, but he's still kept in it. Had himself a nice game.
Avliani tried to dump it off, and it's stolen by Jackson Houston. Oh, this is a scary sight to see. Houston lays the ball in.
That was a much-needed bucket for Jackson Houston. He needed his first field goal to get himself back in this game, using the English, using his vertical to hit the top and bank it in.
Absolutely. Houston 7 for 7 last game against Warren Wilson. Let's see if he starts that fire. And he dumps it off. Looks like Avliani for three. He misses this time. He tries again. Can he get two for $1? Yes, he does.
My goodness, 27 from number 22. Have a day, big fella.
Nicholas Avliani, someone who usually averages 19 points a game, is at 27 right now. Here's Darden. Darden dumps it off to Hall, flash middle. Hall shoots mid-range, misses. And it looked like it's off of the face of Phillip Ryan.
And that was a weird shot, I think, for lack of a better word, from Israel Hall. Off one leg, fading away. Not exactly his game. It's a good look, but tough shot to make.
Well, if you're as hot as Israel Hall has been all day today, any shot looks like a good shot.
It looks like the rim is 10 feet wide. Can't exactly say I know. I wasn't exactly the hottest shooter back in high school. I went 5 for 7 from three one time. That was like the highlight of my entire life.
I was more what the kids called a slashing playmaker.
I think I was just a straight-up stretch four, probably.
And actually, they will say it is Sewanee's ball as the problem child, Fletcher Bigham, checks back in the game. Here's Carrier. Uses the screen, steps back. Reed Carrier for three. And Ezra Hall looks at him like, oh, that doesn't lock your game, but he hit it. He hit that shot.
He shot it from Helen, too. Long range. Whoa.
What Anthony Edwards say, he shot that from Yucatan. Here's Darden. Looking to pass. He passes to Hall here. Hall being guarded by Tracy. Renault misses. Javier Marlowe with the putback.
Stay in the play, young man. Javi Marlowe, a huge putback off of a good look still by Parker Renault.
Carrier uses the screen again. Carrier shoots another three. Reed Carrier on fire.
Ooh, we are in it now, Damian. I'm liking this pace. Sewanee is making this a contest.
This is the team that Coach Morrell was telling that can score in bunches. Can I get a defensive stop now is the question. We'll see right here. Here's Mulligan, mid-range shot, and Mulligan cashes in.
We're running back and forth. Battle. Back and forth, back and forth, up and down. Let's just see who can make some more shots. Keep it going.
Here is Phillip Ryan for three. Misses. Rebounded by Renault. Renault To the graduate student, Marlo. Marlo back to Darden. Darden thought about shooting. Back to Marlo. Marlo to Darden now. Here's Marlo. Marlo flashes middle once again. It's Mulligan for mid-range, and he cashes in again.
Tell you what, they have been giving too much space around the free throw line, mostly to Israel Hall, but the last guy on this lineup you want to see around there is Silas Mulligan, butter from 10 feet away.
Mulligan loves to score in the paint. Here's Avliani being guarded by Marlo. Shoots, misses this time, rebounded by Renault. And here is Marlo. Coach Gavin telling his team to slow the ball down just a tad bit, as this second half has been nothing but fast-paced basketball. Almost stolen. Here's Hall. Hall to Marlo. Marlo drops his right. He will shoot it. He will miss. Bigham with the board. Bigham now with a double-double in this game. Avliani recovering the ball, being guarded by Mulligan. Avliani dimes to Bigham. Bigham shoots a circus shot, you'd say. He misses. And Bigham's kind of been off his game in this game so far, you'd say.
And Parker Renault is battling down there. You can see the way he's jogging back. He is gassed. That's a long day.
Mulligan shoots another mid-range shot, and he makes another mid-range shot. And now Mulligan is talking his talk.
Maximum efficiency from Silas Mulligan coming this game. Hey, go 3 for 3 from mid-range.
Piedmont up 11, 78, 79, 68. Here's Tracy to Avliani, who's been on fire in the second half, and a tip. And Cave Arena's up in flames here. They cannot believe that is a foul on Marlo.
I was about to get on my feet because I saw a white jersey with the number 2 on the back of it about to let loose and rock the rim, but not today. We'll save it for later.
A highlight, Grant.
Oh, man.
That was a lot of talking on my behalf. We'll be back in a short moment, though. You're watching Piedmont Men's Basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into this heavyweight battle in the second half between Piedmont and Sewanee. Right now, Piedmont is fighting back, taking all the punches from Sewanee and answering back. But right now, Nicholas Avliani, Flexer Bigham, and Reed Carrier, the big three, I'd say, are trying to will their team back into this game, down 11 with 6 minutes and 13 seconds left in this second half. As Jackson Houston with a steal. Jackson Houston punches it down. Those are the athletic abilities of Jackson Houston, the go-go gadget guy. Guarding Fletcher Bigham, the 6'8" problem child. And Piedmont almost with another steal here.
Let's see if I timed that replay quick enough. I was up there. Oh, I got the back end. Either way, my goodness, Jackson Houston, get up. We've been waiting for that all year.
Houston, we have a problem, as they say. He takes flight. Bigham misses the shot. Tips it in, though, as Bigham will not go down without a fight, you could say. Here's Patrick. Patrick to Marlo. Here's Hall at the top of the key. Back to Marlo on the right side. Flashes Mulligan once more to Patrick. Patrick misses, but will go to the free throw line. Dylan Patrick, the leading scorer on this Piedmont men's basketball team so far this year. Only 4 points in the game. Has been very quiet so far, coming back from injury.
Yeah, he's just been getting his legs. You know, it's been a slow day for him, but they haven't really, I don't want to say haven't needed him, but he's 2 for 4 when he's shot.
Patrick has been effective in every other way, form, or fashion, though, on the court. If it's not been scoring, Patrick coming back off of that tailbone injury. Missed the Warren Wilson game earlier in the week, but he is back and fully healthy as he is now at the free throw line for his second free throw attempt here.
Looks like Coach Cavan is pulling some shooting skills in there. Renaud and Darden coming in to try to ice this thing.
And Patrick makes his second free throw, and Piedmont now up 13.
Patrick, whenever he shoots free throws, can make him in bunches. He had one game, I think he went 10 for 11 last year. You can really start making them if he gets chances.
And here's Bigham for three. Yes, sir. Flex for Bigham. Up the court now is Patrick. Sewanee in their zone. The flashes middle is Mulligan. Will he make another one? Yes, he does. Silas Mulligan. Talk your talk, sir. He's talking on the way down to the defensive end. Dime. Looks like, and there's a foul there and one. That was Jack Bakken.
Man, Jack Bakken, after all of the words from Silas Mulligan, I think if you looked up the word nonchalant in the Merriam-Webster or dictionary, whatever one you want to call, you'd see that play right there. Turned the head around, went straight to the free throw line.
At the line is Bakken. Makes his free throw. He can trim the lead down to single digits. And he does. Piedmont up 9.
That's a huge momentum play. Huge momentum play. Didn't mean to cut you off for the Tigers there.
Oh, no, you're good, partner. Trust. And Renaud almost fell. Gets the ball, though. Back to Hall and almost stolen. Israel Hall drives. Corner. Mulligan. Miss is Darden. Darden misses. Rebounded by Bakken. Up the court is Carrier. Carrier being guarded by Mulligan. Mulligan, an elite defender for Piedmont. Carrier for three. Misses. Bakken tries to save it. Renaud has it. Darden. Philip Ryan trailing. Darden lays the ball up. Misses. And we will go to line 4. 2 free throw opportunities.
Fisher Darden, not known for his physicality, but he can go in and draw a foul when he needs him, and he is the guy you want at the free throw line, especially for Coach Cavan on the year. He is 11 for 16, a little bit slower, but for lack of a small sample size, I won't say too much.
Right now, Grant, in the first half, Sewanee, they couldn't hit anything. The ball was basically on the cylinder. It was stuck. They couldn't hit. Right now, they're on fire. Avliani started it off. Carrier carried it through. And right now, the whole team is just getting in line, and they're all cashing in. They have a hot second half so far. There's 4 minutes left, and I believe that right now, the way they're shooting, Piedmont needs to stay alert.
We could definitely see at least 30 combined points the rest of the way here. This will be a very, very high-scoring rest of the way. Sewanee has been shooting the lights out second half, especially from beyond the arc.
Here's Avliani. Drives to his right on Hall. Loses the ball, and that will be a turnover. Right now in this game for both teams, getting a stop is what's important. Both teams are scoring at ease. Who can get a stop and get more stops? Here's Marlowe. Renaud misses. Rebounded by, looks like Tracy. Looks like a 3-on-2 fast break. Avliani with the inside hand lays the ball in.
And whoa, Silas Mulligan nearly pinned that ball on the backboard. That would have been a highlight block, but shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Israel Hall to Darden. Darden thought about shooting the three. Darden drives baseline, dumps it off to Mulligan. Mulligan with the floater. Misses. Here's Bigham. Tracy. Tracy driving. Shoots or lays the ball up. He jumped from outside of looked like the Lions logo on the free throw line area. He misses and rebounded by Piedmont. Here's Marlowe now. Getting a screen from Renaud. Renaud popping out. Renaud passes the ball to Darden. Now Darden uses his screen. Here's Marlowe using a screen from Darden. Screen's going all around. Let's see who can score though. Marlowe drives, gets fouled by Tracy.
Be the 7th foul of the half too. Big momentum swing, Lions in the bonus now.
And we're coming to another intermediate. We have just about 3 minutes left in this game. 78 for Sewanee, 86 for Piedmont. We'll be back to see the finish. in just a moment. You're watching Piedmont Men's Basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube.
What?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, into this offensive-heavy basketball game towards the end of this second half. 3 minutes left. Your Piedmont Lions are up 86-78. We got Javi Marlowe at the free throw line for 2 free throws here. Cave's getting quiet, letting Marlowe focus on his free throw attempts as he cashes in his first.
Makes an even 12 on the day for Javi Marlowe. Very balanced game for him. 4 for 7 from the field. Made all 3 of his free throws at this point in time, adding 11 total points, 9 rebounds, near a double-double.
Marlowe with that free throw actually got 12, and let's see if he get 13. And he does. Bigham inbounds to Tracy. Being guarded by Hall. Here's Tracy. Tracy looking to pass, dumps it off to Avliani, fading away. Missed, and an offensive foul call there.
That's a good call by the official. Usually we haven't seen a lot of too physical rebounding underneath, but you can see the foul pushing the back against Silas Mulligan. Out of warrant, an offensive call.
That is on Bakken. And now we're getting some free throws here for Piedmont as now they're in the bonus. And Mulligan will go to the free throw line for 2.
Mulligan, sneaky day, too, for him. 4 for 7 from the field, and he's made him when he's been needed. Didn't make his 1-3 shot, but if he makes his free throw, he'll be at an even 10 points.
Mulligan at the line. 1-1. He misses. Bigham with the rebound. Tracy up the court. Let's see if Sewanee can make something happen here on the offensive end. Throws it to Carrier. Carrier drives left on Patrick. Carrier steps back, dimes it to Avliani. Shoots 1-footer. Rebounded by Marlowe. Here's Patrick now. All CCS point guard driving it up the court for Piedmont. Being guarded by Tracy, and Tracy will give a quick foul.
Going back as well, Damian, to that missed free throw by Mulligan. If he would have made it, he would have been the 6th Lion in double figures today. The scoring has been everywhere. Parker Renault, 14. Israel Hall, 18. Javi Marlowe, 13. Fisher Darden, 12. Grady Robertson, 10.
Patrick shoots his 1-on-1. He misses. And now the free throw woes is on Piedmont's end. Here's Carrier, utilizing the screen from Bigham. Carrier throws it to Bigham. Bigham shoots the 3. Bigham misses the 3, and it's tapped in, looks like by Tracy.
Got to start watching the offensive boards if you're the Lions. Sewanee has made some sneaky second chance points, I should say, moving this deficit to 8 with under 2 minutes left.
Marlowe being guarded by Avliani. Here's Renault. Renault back to Marlowe. Marlowe comes off the screen, crosses right. Here's Patrick now. Patrick spins on Bigham. Patrick misses. Bigham with the board and is fouled.
It's a rare, interesting call from the official. Not sure what to think of that one either way. Lions still nursing the lead.
A lead that went from 20 to 8, Grant, with a minute and 39 seconds left. Anything can happen the way Sewanee's been shooting it in this second half. For Sewanee, we're looking at a lineup of Tracy, Carrier, Bigham, Avliani, and Bakken.
Sewanee has not even spent 2 minutes of this game with the lead. They've been fighting back the whole way.
Missed again is Bigham. Been very cold in this second half. Here's Marlowe being fouled by Avellani, and Marlowe will now go to the line for 2, or 1-on-1.
Let's see. Time right now, 3:39. Play the foul bait game. I would say we'll finish up here at 4. We're gonna be in here for a little bit. I'm strapping in. I'll get my popcorn out.
Piedmont needs to hit their free throws. Kind of have free throw woes the last 2 times they've been at the line with Mulligan and Patrick. Let's see if Marlowe can cash in. And he misses his free throw.
Makes him, I believe, 4 for 6 on the day from the line. A couple of important missed points.
Marlowe now at the line for his second attempt. See if he can hit this one. Bring the lead up to 9. He does. And Mulligan will also check in for Patrick. For Piedmont, we have a lineup of Houston, Renault, Mulligan, Marlowe, and Hall.
One issue for the Tigers here is they try to crawl back is their defense has not been it today. So it's going to be a tough road trying to get steals off inbounds.
Carrier shoots a 3, misses. Rebounded by Marlowe and fouled by Avellani. And I think that's the end of his day. As he's walking towards the bench, and I think that, yep, that is his day. Nicholas Avellani will end his day, you could say, on the heater.
Yeah, he really, really played a solid game, trying to carry his team all the way. The way this is going, it looks like Lions are going to take this one, but a great game out of Avellani.
Yeah, Avellani will finish the game with 28 points and 8 boards here. A great day on his behalf. The Lions are up 9 with the free throw here to go with 1 minute and 10 seconds left. We'll probably stay on the broadcast here, though, talk just a little bit. Probably trust a 30-second intermediate for the game. So right now we're looking at the stats for Piedmont. And, I mean, Grant, like you said, a lot of double-digit scores. If Mulligan were to hit another free throw that he missed earlier, that would be 6 double-digit scores in this game. And that just shows how flexible Piedmont is. There's no dependent person that they need to score. Everybody can score on this team.
And everyone can rebound. Parker Renault, Javi Marlowe, rebounding very well. Both of them have double-doubles. Parker Renault and Javi both sharing 14 points apiece. Parker 13 boards, Javi 11. And I talked about the triple digits on the scoreboard. Got a chance.
Absolutely. When you got 2 go-go gadget guys like Mulligan and Marlowe in the game, it's very easy, I would say, as a coach. Coach Cavan, coming in his first season, was blessed to have every single player from last year's team that was eligible to come back this year alongside some impactful freshmen. Renault, one of them that you can see on the court right now, but they also have 3 other amazing freshmen, I would say, that can make an impact in this program for the next couple years to come.
And those returning players are better than ever. We were not seeing this type of aggression out of Silas Mulligan last year, and it has worked wonders for the Lions. Him shooting the ball from mid-range is such a wild card for other teams to read.
Carrier thought about a 3. Here's Bigham. Throws it in the corner to Tracy. Tracy shoots and misses the whole rim, driving baseline. Tracy gets the ball back. Throws it to Phillip. Phillip to Bakken. Bakken looking to pass and stolen by Israel Hall. Israel Hall on a fast break. Israel Hall brings the house down. And that is the silencer. Israel Hall, get on that rim, brother. Blocked by Houston. Here's Marlowe. Marlowe to Mulligan. Mulligan slows the ball down for Piedmont. Piedmont up 13. Under 30 seconds to go.
Israel Hall, put the nail in the coffin, big fella. Throw it down.
Israel Hall with a big smile on his face right now. And Marlowe uses a screen from Renault. Marlowe shoots a 3. Javi Marlowe. Trey ball for 3. And that is game, I would say, ladies and gentlemen. Phillips shoots a 3. Misses, hits the side of the rim. Rebound, Javier Marlowe. That's game. Piedmont wins 96-80, 16-point win. 3-game win streak.
Pack the buses and send them home. Piedmont doing a tremendous job to close this thing out. 4 points away from the glorious triple digits on the scoreboard. a great offensive performance, and man, this team looks together and they look collected.
Absolutely. I'd say the silencer was that Israel Hall dunk, but Javi Marlowe said, let me get on some action, and cashes in the tray ball, puts the lead up to 16, and that will be the end of the game. Sewanee 80, Piedmont 96.
Tell you what, I got some business to attend to. I need to talk to the man, the myth, the legend, number 2, Israel Hall.
Absolutely. Grant Prather with the post-game interview coming up. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure to pay attention to Piedmont Athletics social media to watch that post-game interview. Israel Hall on fire. Whole Piedmont team was on fire today, honestly. I'm really proud of my guys. But right now, Piedmont, after this game, they're on a 3-game winning streak. They lost their first game to Emory, of course. They won against Socoa Falls. They won at Warren Wilson, and they won today against Sewanee. They will travel to Charleston Southern November 25th at Charleston Southern at 7 p.m. Well, I'm Damian Traylor. That was my guy, Grant Prather, on production and color. He was doing dual jobs today. I just want to say thank you to everybody who came to listen. I want to say thank you to Coach Joseph Garwood and Eric Edmondson and the whole Piedmont Game Day Operations crew. I'm Damian Traylor once again signing off. Make sure to tune in to more Piedmont broadcasts here. You're watching Piedmont Men's Basketball on Piedmont Athletics on YouTube.